G'day folks, welcome to another episode of Bandaged Cube Creations. Well, today's puzzle is the Bandaged Clock Saturn. And if you think back to your crazy planet cubes, the Saturn planet cube had 0 faces on the white and yellow. In other words, if you remember, they had circles in there and you'd turn the face and the circle, I'll just demonstrate it here if I can. The circle parts inside would stay fixed. I can't demonstrate it because there's so much blocking. Unlike that would be a one face where everything is moving around with it. So the idea for this was from Burjo, who presented the Bandaged Clock Planet series. And everywhere you had a one face, you would put a clock. And so that's why we've got 4 clocks on the central faces. The configuration of those clocks, as in why are there 3 clocks going up and down and then 1 clock going sideways, that's just according to the original diagram that he posted. I don't think he put a heap of thought into where the clocks were. I don't mean that in any disparaging way. I just think it was just like a throwaway idea almost. And he posted it for others to use. It's been an interesting little series. So this is definitely getting up to the harder end, although I probably still wouldn't call this particularly difficult. But definitely more difficult than the Earth and the Venus, things like that, which only have 2 clocks. So this was an interesting one because when I first started solving it, what I did was this. I noticed that if I move that to there, and in fact, I want the yellow face to be at the top. So I actually moved that one to there and this one down to here. If you look at that configuration, it's basically the edge road cube. And I thought, oh, well, this could just be solved like an edge road. And it absolutely can. What I discovered after a while, though, was that it was simpler to look at it as a big block. And the reason that I cottoned onto that was just this part here where these things were at different angles. That just lends itself to a fuse block straight away. And then this one over here is a nice addition to make the big block. And what that does is then leave only one piece to deal with at the end. So that's the way I'm doing it. But as to scrambling the thing, what I've done is basically get them all into an edge road type configuration and then just start doing this. And there's no real rhyme or reason apart from getting pieces separated as you can. Doesn't take too long. As with other cubes of this nature, the edges can certainly flip and the corners can definitely twist. As an example of flipping an edge, I mean, if I had the yellow blue and the yellow red here, I can simply do the normal thing that I would do. And you can see they're both flipped there. So no problems there. Just finish off the scramble. There's not a heap you can do, really. Apart from making sure things aren't where they belong. When you come to this sort of point and you've sort of separated the pieces, what else can you do? Really, you can only turn these things as much as it'll let you. So I can turn that around. Can I turn that anywhere? Not at the moment because of that one. I can't turn that one. I might want to do that and then perhaps be able to turn one of these faces. I'll just see what else I can turn. But you do get to the point of going, it's not really doing anything. So that's it for the scramble. Let's get straight into the solve. And initially what I want to do is just put everything back, all the clocks I should say, back to where they belong. So that's normally not too tricky. You just, maybe unblocking 1 or 2 here or there. That's gone to that one. Okay, that's all in position now. As I said at the start, the first thing that I want to do is create this fuse block here. And you can see that there's a red-white edge already there. I'm going to demonstrate what to do if it wasn't, because it's unusual that it's there. So that's what I'm normally presented with, something like that. And I've got to place the red white. So all we're doing is getting it onto the top face from wherever it is, putting it into a position like that. Now we want to turn it in like that. The issue is I can't do a turn here. I could for this one, if I'm not mistaken, just turn it off, bring its position up, turn it down like that. So that will work just fine for there. And then I want to place the corner. So I'm looking for the red, white, blue corner. Okay, it's over here. So my first task is to get that corner up to the top face. I'll put that out of the way. This can be a little bit tricky because you just got to negotiate these things and not sort of trapping the corner. So I'm going to move that over to there so that when I bring the corner up, it is sort of free. Now I might leave that there for the moment because it's not doing anyone any harm. What I need to do is have the corner so that the blue is on top. So as to how I do that, probably what I would do here, I don't want to have it here and sort of bring it up this way or this way because it removes that piece. So that's why I've turned it to there. I can rotate it like that, move it off and bring back that edge. So now I've got that blue color on top. I'm going to put it above it. This time what I want to do is move it up to here so that I can do 3 down, down, up, up. So I can't do them here because of this blockage. If I move it out, that's no problem. That's done. Put it back and there's our fuse block. So not too hard. The next thing was to complete the big block, and that's with this piece here. I'm going to do the same sort of thing. You can see I've got to get the red green in. That is in position, but it's flipped. So the problem piece this time is this orange yellow. So I can probably just store it down there for a while and bring this out like that and then flip the piece. And the way I can do that is, anything like, oh, now I can't turn that one. So I want to turn this face. That's in the way. So I'll just temporarily move it out like that. Now I can turn the face and flip the piece. I'll bring that back in. And in terms of what I was trying to place, the red-green, you'll notice that now it is kind of correctly positioned. So what I can do is turn it off, position up, put it on, turn it down. Now notice it hasn't disrupted any of that fuse block. I've got to do the same thing with the corner. In this case, the corner's got to come out. So what I will do here, I think I can actually just do it in this position. I'll just do 3 up, up, down, downs to bring it out. And then, as per the last time, I want to get it so that white is on the top. So this time, I can't do that because I don't want to disrupt this piece. So I'll just turn it around and see where I can do it. This looks good. And turn it off, return that. Okay, that's looking really good. Now I can return it. Rightio, there's the big block all done. And as I said at the start, the reason that I like that is because it now really only leaves one pair, or one clock. I keep saying pair, but they're clocks. One clock in the way. Now, if I hold it like this to complete the remainder of the edges, I first just view it in this format. That's where it's going to end up, orange, yellow. However, I don't really want that there because it's blocking everything. So I'm going to have it here while I do the edges. But what that means is these 2 pieces here are involved in the cycles. So I don't want to do them first. I do want to do this piece. So I'm going to just have a look when it's solved. What's this piece? That's orange green. And so that tells me I need to get the orange green into there before I start, which is sitting here. So I'll just initially turn it in and just see if it's correctly oriented. It's not. So let's bring it up to the top. Now I can sort of turn it across to there and it is oriented. So I will bring its position up, turn it across, undo, undo, all just super simple moves here. And you can see that when I do put the orange yellow back, the orange green is solved. Okay, so as I said, I want to save these 2 and that one till last, which leaves these 2 here to do. So yellow red goes over there. You can see again that is flipped. So I will just bring it up to the top, turn it across to here, and then go ahead and place it. Undo that one, and then yellow, is that yellow blue? That is yellow blue. And that one can come up in that direction. That will correctly place it. All right, so those two are done. That one and that one are correct. That leaves 3 pieces here. And what I need to do is see, do I have a swap or a cycle? The white orange is going to here. The green yellow is actually going to here. And you can kind of see that orange blue, if I turn that, that's solved. So I have a swap of 2 pieces, and because I've got that, I need to turn this face 1 turn. I can turn any face 1 turn, but this is the one that is free. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to resolve the yellow blue, then the yellow red. So just simple 3 cycles to get that done. That's the yellow blue. That's the yellow red. Now instead of a swap, I'm going to have some kind of 3 cycle. And in this case, that's solved. That's in position and that's in position, but flipped. So that's what I mean by a 3 cycle. It's not a swap. Because these both need flipping, I can just turn that to there and flip these 2 pieces in the standard manner. Okay, that is done. That's where I had it. But of course now I can turn that around and see that all of the edges are complete. Alrighty. So what I want to do from here is obviously get onto the corners, and I want to keep it in this position, basically for the rest of the solve. The corners that I want to do first are these 2 corners over here, because they are slightly more problematic. Now, what I notice, just having done that, is that that piece there has come out, that white, red, green piece. So before I go on, I'm entirely sure when that came out, but I'm definitely going to put it back. And the way that I want to do it is get this piece over to here somehow. What I think I'll do, I don't like that because it's turned it to the wrong orientation. I could do that, but it also turns it to the wrong orientation. Yeah, so I'm going to have to, I reckon what it's done is when I've been placing some edges, perhaps bringing this one around, it disrupted it. So I definitely do want to get that fixed before we go on. Okay. When I say fixed, I mean put back into position. So what I might do initially is go, and I also mean not just into its position, but solved. Because if I don't have it solved now, when I come to twist the corners, that is extremely difficult to get at. So I absolutely want it solved. Let's go ahead and initially, I'm just going to get it up onto the top face. That's all I can do. And in fact, I might leave that down there. Yes, I am going to disrupt some edges here, which is really annoying, but I guess it can't be avoided and I'll have to be a little careful next time. Okay, that is done. Now, I'm not entirely, if I was really smart, I would have looked at what I did and just undone the whole lot. That looks kind of, sort of right. Let's come back here and see how close I am. The yellow, blue, and the yellow, red. Okay, that can be turned. In fact, I'm going to put that there. That can be turned like that. That and that need to be done. So this was the orange, green. So I'm just going to resolve that one. Orange, white, orange, blue. I think that's good now. And that corner is back. So not a huge deal, slightly annoying, whatever. Okay, we're back to where I was about a minute and a half ago. We are at the point of placing corners. Now, really good idea, as I said, to get these 2 done first. And if we look at it in a solved configuration, that is actually orange, yellow, blue, and this is orange, green, yellow. So they are the 2 that I want to get done. I'll see where they are. There's an orange, blue, yellow sitting over, well, it's sitting here and it needs to go there. So because I don't care about any other corners, I'm going to do a setup to put it there, and then 3 down, down, up, ups. All right, undo the setup. The edges are back. That is not only in, but correctly oriented. Okay, I'll take that. Orange, green, yellow is the other one. Now that is sitting here. And because I don't care about the others, I'm going to do a setup to there and now do 3 up, up, down, downs, which will swap those two. Alrighty, that is in. I'm kind of glad that didn't go correctly because at least I can be able to twist that later on. Now, once again, if we have a look at that, you can see those two are done. They're in position. The reason that I just like keeping it here is because now it is extremely easy to cycle the remaining pieces home. There's only those 4 left. Potentially, I mean, we could have 2 swaps. I don't know what we've got here. We do actually have 2 swaps here. So that's fine. What I like to do is get this one done first, the yellow, blue, red, because then it just leaves these 3 in perfect position. So yellow, blue, red is there. So what I'm going to do is a setup, and I'm going to cycle this to here, and this one back to here. This is the exact same method I'd use in a single algorithm solve on a Rubik's Cube. So just an up, up, down, down, first of all, turn its position, and then undo that. Return its position. That's all done. When I undo my initial setup, you can see that is where it should be. Okay, so far so good. That leaves 3 to go. I just have to look at the direction. White, orange, blue has to go here. Yellow, green, red has to go here. White, orange, green down to this one. So again, I can up, up, down, down, turn and undo, and return. Now, when we put the edges back where they should be, you can see all corners are in position, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that need to be twisted. Now, again, to twist them, I'm going to use that same kind of simple move, but I do want to look at these 2 first. And that's just because they're a little bit harder to put where I need them. You can kind of see where I need them, not here. The reason for that is because they're next to a clock. So if I try to turn the upper face to do this, then I've got a problem here. So I kind of need them to be there. Okay, so that one's twisted. This one needs to go anti-clockwise. So I just need to, I don't care about any of the others at the moment. I just want to get this one here or here. Doesn't matter where. So let's go front prime, right to front. Okay, that's got to go anti-clockwise. So that means I'll do this one clockwise. And bring this other one into position and twist it. And then return. Now it was front prime right to front, so let's undo that. And you can see that has now been correctly twisted. Hopefully also you can see the reason that I do those 2 first is because now these are just sitting here waiting to be done. Again, let's get these 2 done first. So I might, if they're twisting opposite directions, I can do both of them. That's got to go anti-clockwise. Oh, that's anti-clockwise as well. So let's do, perhaps do this one and this one. So anti-clockwise and clockwise. So I'll just turn that to there. This one clockwise, that one anti-clockwise. And return, undo setup. And then the final 2, clockwise, anti-clockwise again. Undo that setup, and now finally right at the end we can turn this back and we've achieved the goal. So I hope you can see what I was saying. It's not massively difficult, but I think doing it as a big block, for me, it really helped simplify things. And just from the point of view of only having to worry about one of these things. When I was solving it as an edge road puzzle, As I said, I kind of had it like this. I was just constantly having to get these things out of the way, and that's why I've done it this way. I think it's much, much nicer. And hopefully, I think you'll agree, fairly straightforward. So that is the Bandaged clock Saturn. Here's the puzzle for the next video. This one is, well, looks a lot like the big block. It's just different in that the top of it has sort of been cut. So this one's called the Unbandaged big block. And so you've now got a fuse block here on the orange, white, green corner. And we've got a block on the, well, the blue center to the blue, white, orange corner there as well. So this is a very interesting puzzle, and it does open up something that is probably a pretty important technique for bandaged puzzles moving forward. See you next time for the Unbandaged big block.